President Biden gearing up for a Supreme Court showdown after liberal Justice Stephen Breyer announced his retirement earlier today.
I will select a nominee worthy of Justice Breyer's legacy of excellence and decency. The person I will nominate will be someone with extraordinary qualifications, character, experience, and integrity. And that person will be the first Black woman ever nominated to the United States Supreme Court.
The president vowing to choose a nominee by the end of February. And now the fun begins. Biden will be under enormous pressure from the far left and the squad over who he'll nominate, making it very likely he'll select the most radical person for the job. And whoever he picks, the ladies of The View, they'd like to be consulted.
Yes.
This is happening in a time where we can get another liberal. And of course, the representation more than anything, you pointed it out, first Black woman, there's only been 2 Black men. And those numbers are a little shocking.
And one doesn't really represent the Black community.
I always feel like that particular branch of government is so anti-democracy that somebody like Amy Coney Barrett was put in there because she's a white woman who they say, well, she'll go against abortion rights, and she's a woman. So that was deliberate, I think.
Dana Perino.
I mean, where do I begin? What does this mean, the woman thing? Amy Coney Barrett is a woman. There's you don't need to quote that. Like that, you can take that one to the bank. And also the attacks against Clarence Thomas. They're just so it's tired. It's lazy. Stop it with that because that's annoying.
They hate a strong Black man. That's
they really,
the view.
They must.
Yeah.
I guess that's
you
the thing.
hate strong Black men.
And Tim Scott.
Yeah.
I think that what you'll see is that this will be helpful to Biden for a bit, right? So it'll allow them to focus the mind on something. The media will chase this for a while, but this Supreme Court nomination is likely to get done because they have the votes for it. But one thing it won't do is it won't help solve their problems on inflation, crime, the border issues. Afghanistan continues. ISIS is coming back. Like all of these things will continue, and they will be there on the other side of this debate. Yeah, because it doesn't really swing the court. I mean, there's not a huge national interest in how this is going to shake down.
Yeah, they're just going to break even. That's all they're hoping for. But just because they brought up Clarence Thomas, it's like when you're a conservative Black Republican, you really got to kick butt, right? There's no affirmative action for you. But here, it's got to be awesome to know, you're being picked because of your gender and race. And everybody knows that. We talked about in the 8 Block that there was a lack of transparency. There's no lack of transparency here. They're telling you we are picking a female Black woman, color and gender before qualifications. She may not even have to be a judge. She may not have to be a lawyer. But at least, that is entirely wrong. It's quotas. But at least it's transparent. It's like, but the hypocrisy is they would never use this kind of qualification if their child was going into surgery. Just as it's going under the knife, you go, hold on a second, I need to see the gender identity, the race identity of the operating room staff. It has to be exactly diverse before you operate on my child. No, see, this doesn't matter to them, so they can act like this is a principled stance when it's not.
Well, Geraldo, you brought this up the other day. Do you think that by saying I'm only going to nominate a Black female, is he discriminating against white males? Is that what's going on here?
Yes, and white females.
How dare he?
There's no doubt that the Constitution is being tested.
Yes.
However, it is a social goal that I find appropriate. It is true that there's never been a Black woman on the high court. I think it is past time. And the people that are being talked about, if they pick from these top 3 people, these are fine justices that have just been through this grinding process because they're on the federal appeals court. So they've already gone through it. They've already been tested. They'll be fine. He'll be fine. And I think that I go back to what I said yesterday. This is an opportunity for Republicans to restore themselves as the gracious party, as the party of manners.
We are the gracious
party. As the party that puts country ahead of politics.
And what good did it do us?
Whether that is true or not, and you may be right on that, Judge, still, I think it is an opportunity because, as Greg said, it's 6-3 no matter what. Right. If they pick any of these liberals, they're going to be 6-3. It is 6-3. It's a wash. So why be ill-mannered? Why be aggressive? Why do to this candidate what they did to Kavanaugh? And
I'll tell you why. First of all, I agree with everyone at the table. There will be no ideological change in the court. It will be 6-3. Now, what they're looking for. And Crazy Maisie Hirono says that she wants a replacement to consider the impact and the effects, not just the law. I mean, you now got these social justice warriors coming in, and they're going to try to educate the public in these public open hearings that we want social justice, we want environmental justice, forget about the law, just like all women need to be believed. I don't want them selling that crap. The Supreme Court is about law and precedent. The Supreme Court is and should be pristine. I have no problem with ideological differences. I have a problem when people say, I'm going to decide based upon how this is going to affect my town or, you know, how people are going to see it who are my color or the other color. No, the Supreme Court votes on affirmative action. It shouldn't be made up of affirmative action. I have no problem with a female who's African-American. No problem at all.
I'm on TV because of affirmative action.
But that's not the point.
She's got to be. You're on TV because of your mustache.
She's got to be competent. That's all we want is competence. And that's all I have to say.
Well, that's fine.
Well
said.
The judge makes a point, and we've seen these because we've covered these. She says Crazy Maisie. And you know what? Did you coin that? Because that's a doozy. But it's going to be theatrics. They're going to perform. They're going to read these things. The staff wrote them. You know you want to do Booker. What's Booker going to sound like?
He's going to be, I want to welcome you to this tremendous ceremony, and you look fantastic. And
there will be tears.
There will be tears.
There's going to be tears.
Someone
There's
will
going to be
cry.
long profiles. There's going to be long, like, hour-long primetime specials on the background. And you know what? That'll be great. And then we can move on, and they can hear cases. And one of those cases is going to be affirmative action.
But you know what?
Do you agree with me that the Republicans should go easy?
No. I think that they should just, on the merits, take it on the merits. I'm gracious in general.
You are.
Yeah, she's so low.
They
You
were
have
like
a filthy mouth, that's for
You
sure.
too.
Disgusting.
Yeah, really.
If you could only hear her in the commercial break.
What we hear is
Up next, the consequences of being soft on crime, why America is seeing a brutal war on cops.